And now we move on to the outlook and closing remarks. And I don't know who's coming up first. Is it Barbara or?
We're coming together.
Oh, you're coming
There's
together.
no first.
I will hand off to the lovely people and then take my time.
Thank you.
Oh, it will. Trust me.
Right, so should we start a really slick and rehearsed section?
Yeah, we have done it. It took a lot of
We
time to
did-
rehearse this
We did
presentation.
so much
So,
planning.
yeah, exactly.
I will time keep you guys.
Oh my God. What I was wondering is, should we?
have 10 minutes.
Okay,
5 for me, 5 for you.
9 for you, 1 for me.
How about, did you ever see the show Morecambe and Wise?
No.
How many British people in this room know the show Morecambe and Wise? How many of, oh, my joke's not going to work. Okay, it has a really good closing song where they leave the room dancing. Would you all like to see Arne doing that? Yes. We'll spend the last 2 minutes doing that. Okay.
No, dance only with you, like in India, that sort of.
Yeah. So you're going to finish. Should I go first?
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. Thank you so much. First of all, you guys have been amazing. You have sat here all day. There were 36 espresso presentations today. That was pretty impressive. And also really top marks to all the presenters because everything. It's a huge amount of information, and although we wouldn't always recommend running a session with 36 presentations, it is sometimes really nice just to get a sense of this huge amount of diverse work that's going on. There's technical things, there's networky things, there's advocacy things, there's tool development. There's a lot of different things going on, and I think it is one of the things about SuSanA that has always been its amazing strength is it's just a web of people. We all have 100 different relationships, and I'm also really struck by the fact that every time someone stands up, a different weird subset of people in the room all get all sort of like, oh, this is something that I'm working on. So 1 minute, you're working with Nitya, and the next minute you're kind of best mates with Sanyu. It's like it's really nice and webby, which I think is really important. I wanted to just say one thing about a thread which I heard. I could say lots of things about tool development, but give me a glass of wine. Although I will say one thing about tools, about all of these things, is that, and I think it's the same about the network as well, and thinking about the future of SuSanA, I am increasingly, and I think over the whole of my career, I've increasingly become convinced that process is more important than product for all of us who work in the kind of support. We are all the orchestra that sits in the orchestra pit in the theatre. We are not the actors on the stage. We are not the people that have to deliver SDG 6.2. We are the people that support that process going ahead, by and large. Actually, with some honourable exceptions. Now I'm just catching Wally's eye. That's terrible. There are some but most of us here are just the supporting actors. And so our job is constantly to find ways we can support, and tools are not really important on their own. They're really vehicles for creating network and process and conversation and decision making. And I was thinking a lot about SuSanA today and thinking about 35 meetings, 18 years. Is it only 18 years? It feels like a very long time. I believe it's only 18 years, is that right? I mean, I would have guessed like 40, but it's... My point is, SuSanA is in a moment now, and lots of people have talked about it today, about sort of generational shift. I think we have to think very carefully about, in 5 years, what's the strength of SuSanA? The strength of SuSanA is that we're all in this room together. Everybody knows somebody. We all trust each other. We trust each other to stand up and say things. You know what I mean? It's like it became a community where you can bring ideas and talk about things and be honest about your problems and all of those things. And I think one of the things we have to do is to work out how to get from where we are today to where we might want to be in sort of 5 to 10 years time. And the whole world is going through that process right now. So we have got to do that within SuSanA, within a world which is evolving. And it's my view that the kind of development wash world is sunsetting. And I think, we just heard a story that really speaks to that. What we're moving into at last is something we always said we wanted, which is a kind of universal universal world where we're all supporting countries to deliver sustainable sanitation. And it's as important that we work out how to do that well in the UK as it is to work out how we do it in DRC. I don't want to pick on a country, but you know what I mean. So I think imagining where we're going is really important. What are the resources we have to get there? We have all the things we've learned about how to do this well in the past. Sean's writing a book, I just found out, about this very thing. So hopefully in a couple of years, he'll be able to tell us what we did, what worked, and what might work in the future. But I also think there's a really interesting generational thing. So I'm just going to ask you a quick question because we heard a lot about youth today. Hands up if you think you are the youth.
You can be hopeful.
Right. I'll let you into a little secret. I'm less than a year away from my 60th birthday. Oh, I'm still the youth. I mean, I'm sorry. I still have old farts in my life who are really annoying. So first thing to say is it's not entirely about age. It's a lot to do with flexibility and willingness to change. What we really don't want is the rigidity of seniority. We can't move forward if people are saying, no, I'm sorry, we can't do it like that because we've always done it like this. Right. Neither can we move forward if we genuinely old people sit in a front row saying, oh, we tried that before, it'll never work. Because of course the world is changing. So I think what we have to do is think about how we make best use of a blend of energy, enthusiasm, experience. I think we have to really guard against sort of saying, well, the old guard leave, the new guard come in, and everything will be fine. It's more about just trying to shunt everybody up on a kind of, what's the word, conveyor belt. Yes. So the reason why I'm saying all of this is 18 years ago, the reason why I'm really surprised it isn't longer is I remember SuSanA being born, and I remember these two like boyish, super enthusiastic guys running around Stockholm, like literally hijacking people on the street and dragging them into hotel rooms to agree to be part of SuSanA. One of them was Arne. One of them was Roland Schertman. And you know, I mean, you've all seen them, right? They actually looked exactly the same then as they do now. So I think what I'm trying to say is to get from where we are now to where we probably need to be in 5 years' time, it's definitely a period of change. It's so much more about working out the things we want to do, the things we don't want to lose. And the thing we don't want to lose is the network, the confidence, the willingness to share ideas. The thing we do need to lose is the sort of hangover, the apparent I think people outside the network might look in and think that it is quite comes from that sort of wash aid world. So we do need to think about external presentation and making sure we communicate what's the sort of common position of this group. But I think we shouldn't throw away the good when we reimagine the bad. I'm sorry that was a little bit rambly, but it's really to do with sort of making sure that this narrative about youth is really a narrative about energy and creativity and trust and confidence and support. And the one other thing that several people have said today, which I think is really important in all of that, is mentoring. So I think there's lots that people can give, even if they step out of the way of the structure, they can still support the process. I hope that was what you wanted me to say.
We rehearsed it many times, but
I know, but
well. Okay, thank you.